Okay, so we're making a video of how to remove a fuel sending unit from a 96 Kawasaki ZXI 1100, and I wanted to show you guys the function of the fuel sending unit and let you know that 99% of the time it's the fuel sending unit, not the fuel gauge, that goes bad. It's a really common in automobiles, trucks, Chevy, Ford. It's a real common thing. Basically what happens is over time the floats, they get saturated and they don't float properly any longer. That's one of the main causes. Also, like on the Chevy pickup trucks and things like that, the sending unit itself gets corrosive from the actual fuel, so they've had problems with those over the years. But anyway, in these jet skis, the floats generally are the problem. On this jet ski, you have a float here, float here, float here, and a float here. So you have 4 floats. Basically, when the top 3 are down, then the bottom one is your functioning one. It basically goes from all the way empty to about 1/4 of a tank, we'll say, just for an approximate. When this one reaches full, then the next float takes over, and then it functions the gauge. And basically, so you have quarter, half when this gets all the way up, 3/4 when this gets up, and then this is full. So when this one drops down, you have 3/4 of a tank. When this one drops down, you have half a tank. When this one drops down, you have 1/4 of a tank. And when this one goes down, you're empty. If any one of these floats quits floating, your gauge won't work properly. And that's generally what happens. In this case, I actually removed my sending unit and found that the bottom float and I believe the 3rd float was not functioning properly. You can basically take a bucket, pour some fuel in it, fill it up, and you can stick this sending unit in the fuel, and these floats should come up and start floating. If they don't float, then your sending unit will not work properly. Now, another easy way to check your fuel gauge simply is plug it in where it plugs in on the unit. Take this fuel sending unit, turn it upside down, and all the floats will be in the up position, so your gauge should read full. Same thing, scenario, turn it so it's this direction, and all the floats moved in the down direction, and your gauge should go all the way to empty. That's an easy way to check your fuel gauge to make sure it's working right. Anyway, I went on eBay and I bought a new but a used fuel sending unit that they claimed worked. So I got it here and I plugged it in and I turned it upside down and it functioned, my gauge and everything. But when I went to stick it in some fuel to see if it floated, the bottom one does not float and the second one does not float. So it's basically not going to work correctly, because these floats are bad. Now on this particular unit, these floats are not replaceable. The bottom end is basically welded, and the top end where the wiring goes in, when you take this boot off and everything, is all welded too. So I actually took my old fuel sender apart to see if I could take these floats and change them and just use 2 of the good floats from my old sending unit, and I'm not able to do it. So this is actually the sending unit they sent me that doesn't work. But I just wanted to let you guys know how they work and what how it functions. Okay, we got a 96 ZXI 1100, and my fuel sending unit quit working. Looking around on YouTube and I didn't see any videos of it, how to replace a fuel sending unit, so I'm trying to do it myself, and I figured I'd video a little bit. What I've done is literally the gas tank, I took the hose off to the filler nozzle here that goes to the tank, and I've drained the gas out of it. I left all the lines on for the fuel lines, the cables, everything. I haven't had to remove them. All I did was take the tank and turn it sideways and pull it a little bit forward, and I'm able to get enough space here on the left side. It looks like I might be able to pull the fuel sending unit out there, that direction there. I tried lifting it straight up and there wasn't enough room, So basically you turn the fuel tank sideways and pull it a little bit forward and at an angle so you can get it in this corner here. And it actually gave me enough room and I was able to slide it out.